Weather Bell Analytics, meteorologist Joe Bastardi, a Go Salt Snow update here video. This is the current forecast of the European um, uh, with the snowstorm this weekend. It's very rare to see 1 to 2 feet of snow here, only wind up as 1 to 2 inches of snow here. Now, that can happen, and certainly the models are saying this, but I think this is going to hold together better all the way to the eastern seaboard. Still like the 2 to 4 around New York City. You get just north of New York City is going to be less than 2, of course, and nothing in southern New England. And you get down here in D.C., I still like 4 to 8. Now, the models are all over the place. Lately, they were trending further south yesterday, trended a little further north last night. I don't change forecasts that I make 4 or 5 days ago based on model runs. I will wait until I see what this looks like when it gets in the planes, and for our clientele, we issue new updates, and tomorrow morning we'll have a final update. But I'm not changing my forecast right now. I'm going to show you in 12-hour increments how this is working out. This is a 12 hours ending 7 p.m. Eastern, and then, excuse me, ending 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. See, a snowstorm is raging in the I-70 corridor here. And when we get to 7 p.m. tomorrow evening, you can see the snow coming east. And when we get to 7 a.m. Sunday morning, it spreads across and it starts to diminish. Now, I'm going to show you why the model is predicting the diminishing of the snow. And then you see at 7 p.m. Sunday, it's just fading off to the south. In the local area, if we look up close, this is salting and cindering snow here. This represents an inch and a half, an inch. And so the model is saying a trace to an inch around here. Now, the reason I'm a little bit higher than that is because I believe this is going to try to carry through further east. And a tenth of an inch of liquid can give you 3 inches of snow in this. In addition, with the wind blowing off Long Island Sound, and in here, maybe some local enhancement. But I want to show you why the model is doing what it's doing. Uh, when we look at this, this is for 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Here is the southern branch. That's feeding moisture nicely up into here. Here's the northern branch. Now, what it does is, when we get to tomorrow evening, see that piece right there? It's snowing nice and hard right in there tomorrow evening. It starts handing it off and flattening it so that see what happens is northern branch comes down and takes this. Now, the problem is, suppose this is weaker and this is stronger in here, then the core of the snow is holding together and further north, right? So I've seen enough of these to say, you know something, just wait till the feature gets into the central part of the United States. If you have to change your forecast, you have to change your forecast. Right now, you look at it as assaulting and cindering, perhaps a marginal plowing event in a lot of the areas you're concerned with in here, in the immediate New York City area. You get further west. I mean, this is the first of what will be an impactful pattern that will be testing the ability of U.S. snow fighters to fight snow, be you on the East Coast, the Midwest, or whatever. And so that flattening of it, and see how it flattens and then takes it down to the south, takes off. Now, let me ask you this question. What if there's a little trail like this? It's 50 to 100 meters lower in the high field here. What happens, right? So this stuff where, oh, it's going south, it's going north. Right now, I don't want to change what I had. Can we get nothing at all? Yes. Could you wind up with 6 inches? Yes. What's the mid ground for me, given what we were looking at? And when I get to tomorrow morning, I'll say, okay, is this what I expected to see? If it is, then we keep the forecast the same. I just want you to explain I want to explain the methodology here. By the way, week two, everybody starts turning cold, and the upcoming 46 days, I think it's got close to 18 inches of snow around New York City. Now, that means that by February 25th, we're at our normal for the year. And in this particular pattern, winter is running. Suppose we get the 18 inches. We've had 6, right? Right. I believe 18 inches is under what's going to fall here over the next 45 days. But the point is, this pattern once it starts, it's going to run right into March, I believe. So, and it's trying to start up now. When you look back at this winter, we got off to the fast start. October 10th to December 10th was cold, and we had the snow event early in November. You had 30 days of warm. That happens in the Modoki winters. There's always some kind of warm spell, 14, 15, right? 2010. Remember this week in 2010, January 11th through 20th, was a blowtorch, for goodness sakes, right? Snowmageddon came after. So there's always these periods you have to try to figure out what's going on. But then the cold comes back, and when it does, it is very upset with people that said it wasn't coming back. I'm only kidding. Cold does not have feelings. Actually, it's a cold feeling. All right, that's about enough. Enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got.